Good morning, Monet. Do we want to test your sound?
Sure. How does it sound? Can you hear me?
Yep, sounds great. Thanks.
Thank you.
Good morning, Andy. Let's check your sound.
Good morning. How did that sound?
Good morning. Sounds good. Background looks good.
I will mute myself until about 2 minutes before, or for another couple minutes, I guess. Thank you.
All right, before we get started, is there any member of an applicant team that would like to do a sound check? If so, please raise your hand in the Zoom meeting. All right, we have Randy. You should receive a prompt. When you receive it, you can go ahead and check it. Randy, are you there? So far, we're not hearing you. It does look like you're unmuted. I'm gonna maybe check your sound on your device. Let's try and see. Let's move to the next one here. Randy, if you were calling in on that phone that I just saw disappear, then go ahead and call back in, because when you are on the menu that I'm seeing, it's showing you signed in on a computer, and then it's also showing a phone sign in. So we'll have to do your sound over the phone connection in case the sound on your device is not working. Let's try the sound for Eric Forrestal.
Okay, that should be working.
Yep, we can hear you just fine.
Perfect. Okay, thank you.
All right.
Do you have me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I'm just
Okay.
on my phone, so it's always a little squirrelier.
Okay. So if you guys want to go ahead and mute yourselves, then we won't have to go through the prompting, and we'll just wait. You just wait till the appropriate time, and then you can unmute again.
Okay.
All right. Madam Hearing Secretary, are we ready to go? Shall I call to order the zoning administrator meeting of June 17th, 2021? Today's meeting is a virtual meeting due to the provisions of the governor's executive orders N2520 and N2920, which suspended certain requirements of the Brown Act and the order of the public health officer of the County of Sonoma with regard to COVID-19 and to help prevent the spread of the pandemic. This zoning administrator meeting is being held via a Zoom webinar. It will be conducted as we would conduct any face-to-face meeting, and but there are some special provisions here how we participate, and I'll just run those briefly through with you. For those of you who have joined us via Zoom, you will be invited to comment at certain points during the meeting. If you wish to do so, please raise your hand by pressing the hand icon on your screen. Those of you who are calling in, you'll have to press pound or *9. Wait a second, #9 or *9? Please correct me. I forget.
It's *9.
*9. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
And we'll recognize you similarly. In each case, you'll have to. Well, those of you on Zoom will have to unmute yourself to speak. So this meeting is live streamed and recorded. If you wish to review the recording, you can do so by going to https://youtube.com/City of Santa Rosa. So with that, call to order has been completed. I do offer in this meeting opportunity for public comment. If you have any matter that you wish to raise that's not on the agenda and is also subject to the authority or review of the zoning administrator, you please raise your hand, and you have 3 minutes to do so now. And I'm going to look at the participant list. And I see out of our 3 attendees, none have requested to offer a public comment. So let's move on to our regularly scheduled item list on our agenda. And we have 3 items today. The first is a minor conditional use permit for 1756 Walnut Creek Drive for a fence within the required corner side yard setback. And Monette Shikali is the project planner. And Monette, would you please give your presentation? Thank you.
Sure. Thank you, and good morning, Mr. Gustafson. I'm going to share my screen right now to go over my presentation. Okay, as you mentioned, this project is a minor conditional use permit for a fence located at 1756 Walnut Creek Road. Here is the example of the 6-foot fence that is going to be placed within the 15-feet corner setback. The site is located on the corner of the Walnut Creek Road Drive, and it's zoned R16RC, which stands for Single Family Residential and Resilient City, and the general plan land use is Low Density Residential. Here is the location where the fence will be placed. The fence will be placed 5 feet from back of the sidewalk, and also it will be placed outside of the vision triangle. Also, the resolution has been conditioned to make sure the proposed fence will be outside of 5 feet utility easement, which is measured from back of the sidewalk, and also be placed outside of the vision triangle. And the applicant is aware of those conditions. Notices were sent out to neighbors within 600 feet. Staff did not receive any comments or questions for the proposed project, and the project has been reviewed in compliance with the California Environmental Quality Act, and it qualifies for a Class 3 exemption under Section 15303. The fence is construction of an accessory structure for the existing single-family use. And with that, the Planning and Economic Development Department recommends that zoning administrator, by resolution, approve a minor conditional use permit for the property located at 1756 Walnut Creek Drive. And that was my presentation. It was pretty short and quick. My information is available here for anyone who wants to contact me. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Shikali. I think that was a very clear and direct presentation. I have no questions. As a member of the project team or the applicant wish to comment at this point? If so, please raise your hand and you'll be recognized. Seeing none, now I'll offer the opportunity for any member of the public who might be in attendance to comment. If you wish to do so, please raise your hand or press *9 and you'll be recognized. All right, I don't think we have any members of the public in attendance today. So I'll close the public hearing on this matter and take action. So this is a very straightforward project. Ms. Shikali, I think the site corner lot with its very large footprint of the house deprives or diminishes the amount of side yard or rear yard outdoor area available to the property owner, and the proposed side yard fence in that along that street property line gives that property owner the kind of rear yard privacy that a benefit that's anticipated or expected by single family homeowners in that same area. So I think your proposed resolution and findings do a fine job of addressing the issue, and the conditions of approval are appropriate, and I'll approve the project as recommended by staff. This project may be appealed should anyone wish to do so. The deadline for the appeal date of this hearing will be Monday, the 28th at the end of the business day. All right, with that, I'd like to move on to the next item on our agenda, which is a minor landmark alteration at 238 Carrillo Street, and it's for the addition of a rear bedroom to an existing home. And Monette is the project planner again. Please give your presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Gustafson. I'm sharing my screen here. So the project is called Carrillo Home Addition, as you mentioned, a minor landmark alteration permit. I'm going here. The applicant is proposing to add a 238 square foot bedroom addition to the southwest side of the existing residence, and it will be 4 feet from the side yard, which includes the new addition includes 3 new windows and a sliding glass door. I'm going to go through the floor plans and elevation informations right now. So the site is zoned R318, which stands for multifamily residential with combining historic district. and the general plan land use is low density residential. Here is the location of the site. And here the red square shows the location for the new addition on the back of the property, or the back side of the existing residence. Here are the pictures from the existing house. The 3 pictures on tops are showing the house from the street. 3 pictures below, 2 of them are showing, 2 on the right side are showing other houses in that area. And the lower left one is showing the back side of the existing house on 238 Carrillo Street. So this is the existing floor plan. And as you can see, the master bedroom is all the way in the back, and the applicant is proposing to add, this is a new floor plan, the addition basically fills the gap in the back and expand the master bedroom. Here are the existing and proposed elevation. Here is on the top part, you see the existing elevations. This is for the rear side, and this is on the side, and below shows the proposed new addition that will have new windows and a sliding door, and they will be made with aluminum frames, windows, similar to what they already have on the house. Notices were sent out. Oh, and one thing also, the new addition will be similar in materials to the existing house, which is going to be a stucco. So the applicant is proposing similar materials and colors with the existing house because it's located within the historic district. So the notices were sent out to neighbors within 600 feet, and staff did not receive any comments or questions. I just had one phone call asking about what the process is, what they have to do if they want to do additions. So it was not related to this project, but it was just general questions, and no other comments has received. The project has been reviewed in compliance with the California Environmental Quality Act, and it qualifies for Class 3 exemption. It involves negligible addition to an existing single-family residence. With that, the Planning and Economic Development Department recommends that the zoning administrator, by resolution, approve a minor land cultivation permit for the property located at 238 Carrillo Street. And that was my presentation. I know the architect, whose name is Randy, is also available. If you have any questions, he can answer them. Thank you.
Thank you. And Manette, I do not have any questions of you. And certainly the architect and our applicant is welcome to comment further, but I have no questions of them either. I would invite the opportunity now for comment by the applicant or the owner. If you so wish, please press *9 or raise your hand. And it looks like Randy has unmuted himself. Hearing secretary, can we recognize or allow Randy to speak?
Yeah, he should be all set.
Okay. So, good morning. Yeah, I think the staff presentation kind of covered all the major bases. I think the probably the only other things to mention is that the addition's replacing an existing kind of covered porch and trellis. The addition's not visible from the street at all, and we did have a historical report done by an architectural historian that ended up determining that we were following all the standards of the Secretary's Interior's requirements for this type of development in a historic neighborhood. And I think that's about it.
Thank you. I appreciate the clarification regarding the historic resource report and its findings. That's helpful. Now, I invite anyone from the public who wishes to comment on this project to do so. Again, I don't think anyone here is in attendance. So with that, I'll close the public hearing on this item. This is a very, I'll call it stealthy addition to an existing home. And as we all just learned, also it replaces a trellis in that footprint of the addition. I think the findings presented by the resolution by Ms. Chicali are appropriate and well supported, and the conditions as well are appropriate. So I will approve this LMA, or landmark alteration permit, as recommended by staff. Thank you very much. All right, so now we can move on to the third item on our agenda today, and our last item, and that is a minor conditional use permit for 386 Yolanda Avenue, and it is for a type 11 cannabis distribution facility. Monette, can you give your presentation?
Sure. Here I'm sharing my screen. This is a minor conditional use permit for a project that's called Mothership Distribution, located at 386 Yolanda Avenue, Suite D. The applicant is proposing type 11 cannabis distribution facility for light storage of cannabis products within an existing 2,000 square feet suite, which is located within an industrial building and industrial site. Here is location of the site, and Suite D is being shown, which is in this corner. The zone for this parcel is IL, which stands for light industrial, and the general plan land use is also light industry. A closer aerial look of the proposed project, location of this project. There are also other similar uses within those warehouse units in this property. And here is a site plan for where this Suite D is located, with the existing parking for the users on that lot. The adjacent suite also has a distribution use, and another suite on the north side here have similar use, which is a cannabis distribution. So there are similar uses on this property for cannabis distribution. The applicant has provided a security plan that shows how they're going to provide security on the site. And they have provided also an odor mitigation by certified engineer. And they have provided information about lighting on the site. Those documents were provided to make sure the project meets with the requirements for general cannabis land uses, which is required by the zoning code to provide a security plan and odor mitigation plans. Notices were sent out to neighborhood within 600 feet. I have received 2 emails. One email said that they are just opposing the proposed project, but they did not provide any reason. The second email was from another neighborhood that was opposing the proposed project. They had a concern about cannabis uses and people using cannabis in the city, but it was not directly about only the distribution. And I had to email back to that person and tell them that the cannabis distribution is proposing to distribute cannabis to retail businesses, not to a specific person or like a customer. I did not hear back or receive any email back from that neighbor. The project has been also reviewed in compliance with California Environmental Quality Act and qualifies for a Class 1 exemption. The project proposed involves minor alteration of an existing private structure with no expansion of the use. And the Planning and Economic Development Department recommends that the zoning administrator by resolution approve a minor conditional use permit for the property located at 386 Yolanda Avenue, Suite D. And that was my presentation. I know the applicant, Eric Forstall, is also available if you have any questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your presentation. I think the proposal that you put forward is very, very clear and straightforward. I do invite the applicant or the applicant's team to comment or add to Ms. Chicali's presentation. If you wish to do so, please raise your hand and you'll be recognized. Mr. Forstall, please be recognized.
Good afternoon. I'd like to just say thank you to Benet for an excellent presentation. I think she covered everything. This is pretty much an identical project to what we just got approved a few months ago for North Coast. Pretty straightforward. And it's a good property. We've almost filled up all the suites there. So I'm looking forward to this project moving on. So I'm available if there's any questions that there are any. Thank you.
I have none. And thank you. Is any other representative of the applicant or the applicant wish to speak? If so, I will see none. I'll welcome comments from the public. If you wish to provide comment, please raise your hand. I see we have 2 members in attendance. If you wish to speak, please press the icon, hand icon, and you'll be recognized. I'll pause for a moment there. All right, I see none. I'll close the public hearing on this item. Again, Ms. Shikali, the presentation was clear, proposal also very clear. This is a light industrial site where this type of use is allowed. It would, because of its proximity to the residential area, does require this use permit process to help to ensure people in the area are noticed. And I am comforted to know that we did receive some comments and we responded to those concerns about the project. I read the staff report and on review found the findings, including the provisions of the cannabis ordinance, to be fully complied with. And based on that and the conditions of approval, I will approve this requested minor use permit. So with that, we conclude our meeting of the zoning administrator for June 17th, 2021. And for all of those who remain in attendance, thank you so much for participating today, and have a great day. Thank you. Bye-bye.